Wow! I just beat Thousand Year Door, and that was probably one of the greatest games I've ever played. I sure wish I could make a video talking about it, but unfortunately, I don't think I have a 2-hour video in me. What's an easy solution for a quick video that I could make that would get lots of views while also letting me talk about Paper Mario? Hmm. Hmm. I got it! I'll sell out! Okay, in all seriousness, I've been wanting to make a Paper Mario and Smash video for a long time now, and my recent playthrough of Thousand Year Door Remake has only re-sparked that want for him. I mean, he could have such a cool moveset! So, I decided to make a moveset for him. E10, one of my friends, also helped with creating this moveset, so every time a move was his idea, I'll put his avatar in the corner, just so you know what I came up with and what he came up with. I also got another one of my friends, Spoon, to make sketches to help show what some moves would look like. So I want to give a big thank you to both of those guys for making this video possible. I also went in without watching any videos on movesets for Paper Mario, so this is all from me and my ideas. Two final things, unless I'm specifically referring to Standard Mario, when I say Mario, I mean Paper Mario. Also, when I say TTYD, I'm talking about Thousand Year Door, and when I say 64, I'm talking about Paper Mario 64. And one very final thing, I haven't played any of the 3 modern Paper Mario games, and you'll probably notice I have a little bias towards Thousand Year Door, but that's mostly because the partners give the most moveset potential in my opinion. I do plan on playing all 3 modern Paper Mario games, and I did try to include attacks from those games as well, even though it was a little harder since those games share a lot of moves with the classic games. Also, since I can't get footage of 64 or the modern games, all of my 64 and Sticker Star footage is from Chuggaconroy, and my Color Splash and Origami King footage is from Ninbanyan. Both channels will be in the description. Without further ado, let's get started with Mario. For Mario's jab, Vivian will pop up and deliver a punch. There won't be a fire effect just to not complicate things, but Vivian will have a 3-hit combo, delivering a straightforward punch like in TTYD, another punch using her other fist, and then a 3rd uppercut to knock opponents back. After she's done doing her attack, she'll shrink back down and disappear. This goes for every other partner as well once they're done attacking. Mario's next move will be his forward tilt, where he swings a hammer forward horizontally, dealing knockback and maybe launching at high percent. This is based off the spin he can do in TTYD once he gets the super hammer, which quite literally knocks back opponents in that game. This move will be a quick and weighty move and would work as a long-range get-off-me move. Mario's up tilt will involve Mario doing a tiny hop and hitting a POW block. These are universal items in the Paper Mario games that hit grounded enemies, except here it will create a shockwave above Mario that knocks enemies away from him, dealing a hefty amount of percentage as well. Mario's down tilt will use the Tanuki tail, which honestly I'm quite shocked normal Mario doesn't have. This attack will knock opponents upwards, similar to Peach's down tilt. This could potentially lead into Mario's up tilt or some aerials we'll discuss in a bit. Also, the Tanuki tail appears in all 3 modern Paper Mario games as an attack. Mario's dash attack will make him spin forwards, whirling through enemies. His dash attack will work similarly to Mega Man's, putting enemies into a multi-hit attack and ending with a launch. This is a homage to Mario's spin in the original Paper Mario, which honestly should have returned by now, since it added so much depth to overworld exploration. Now, we're on Smash attacks, and we have to start with Paper Mario's most iconic attack, his hammer. Mario quickly slams the hammer forward, launching any opponent smacked by it. There is a small amount to end lag, however, making it a quick but easily punished kill move. An additional thing is this move would cover the opponent hit in paint, just like how Mario's hammer works in Color Splash. This paint would work like Inkling's ink, making the opponent hit take more percentage in knockback, and would be rainbow colored, just to avoid problems with Inkling's ink colors. This would potentially give Mario's hammer some synergy with other attacks, adding to Paper Mario's options as a trap character. Mario's up smash will be simpler than his forward smash. He'll call out Lackluster to hold a spiny above his head, scooping up opponents and dealing multiple small hits before launching them. He technically never does this in Paper Mario, but other Lakitus do use this attack to prevent Mario from jumping on them, so I think it works. Mario's down smash will be our first companion character from Super Paper Mario, that being Barry the Pixel. Barry will form around Mario, instantly launching opponents who touch them. This will be Paper Mario's most powerful kill move, but it'll also be his smallest, only forming directly around him. I think before we go on to Mario's aerials, it might be nice to take a break and go over his taunts. This was consecutively one of the most challenging and most enjoyable parts of building his moveset. Mario's up taunt was the easiest to think of. Goombella would pop up and tattle the opponent, ending with her doing a stylish move. It could also cycle between Goombario and Goombella coming out, but if I can only choose one, then I choose Goombella. Don't worry, Goombario fan, he'll get his time in the spotlight a little later. Mario's side taunt will make him use his most iconic pose. Mario will give the opponent drowning the opponent in pure, unadulterated disrespect. Mario's down taunt will be his most disrespectful yet. He'll tilt his head to the side as a question mark pops up above his head, with the iconic sound accompanying it. This is my favorite taunt I came up with as I write this. I'm genuinely laughing thinking about the situations Mario could use this taunt to disrespect his opponents. He's like, why the hell did you just do that? Anyways, back to Mario's physical attacks instead of his emotional ones. For Mario's neutral air, he does a... Oh. So I guess we're not done with the emotional attacks. Mario does a stylish move, turning his entire body into a hitbox for the duration of the attack. It would work the same as Link in normal Mario's neutral airs. However, it would last a lot longer, making it better for edge guards but more risky. Mario's forward air utilizes one of my favorite badges from TTYD, Fire Drive. Mario swings his hammer forward, launching a small fireball in front of him, similar to Villager and Isabelle's forward and back airs. The fireball itself is a projectile to help with spacing, but would only deal a small amount of percentage and travel a mid-range distance. However, the hammer launches any opponents hit by it, making it a great kill move. Mario's back air uses one of the most common items in all of Paper Mario, the Fire Flower. It creates small fire spray behind Mario and deals multiple hits before giving knockback. This move is similar to Banjo's back air and is very helpful for making a wall in edge guarding. Mario's up air is by far his most lethal yet. He calls out Fleep, the pixel to... Actually, I'm not sure what he does. He like searches or something? Anyways, Fleep will pop up and start spinning the area above Mario's head, creating a lingering giant hitbox that launches opponents. There would be a bit of beginning and end lag, and Mario wouldn't be able to use other moves while Fleep is out, so he'd be purely for combos, juggling, or mix-up, only useful when Mario's already in advantage. This is easily one of my favorite ideas for a potential attack. Mario's down air is one I'm quite surprised hasn't been on any other non-Yoshi Mario character. Well, I guess Bowser kinda has it. It's the same. Mario does a stall horizontal forward spin in the air before quickly crashing down with his ass. Or he uses Dudley to pixel to do a ground pound. This move sends Mario down fast, knocking back opponents at early and mid percent and launching at very high percentages, all using Mario's girth. This move is definitely more effective as a way of getting down quickly rather than launching, but still could have an application as a combo or even kill move. I'd hesitate to make it spike since Paper Mario is already busted, but maybe that could be fun, who knows. Paper Mario would definitely be a character who relies more on his strong attacks than his grabs. However, I still think his grabs would help with combos and keeping neutral. Mario's grab itself would utilize the 1000-fold arms to bring opponents in really close. However, they disappear once the grab is done. His pummel would have him using the slippers Kamek turns her stickers into from Sticker Star. He would quickly whack the opponent with the slipper as his pummel. Mario's forward throw has him use Power Jump, a badge from TTYD in 64 that allows him to deal lots of damage in one bounce instead of doing multiple. He jumps on the opponent's stupid head, knocking them forward onto the ground, forcing them into a laydown. This could lead either into a dash attack or a tech chase, or possibly even to one of his specials. Mario's back throw would have him summon Lady Bow, who whacks the opponent a few times before sending them backwards, possibly having synergy with one of Mario's specials we'll get to. Mario's up throw has him summon the Yoshi Kid, who stomps the opponent a few times, dealing percentage for each stomp, before sending them diagonally away from Mario, possibly having synergy with his forward or back air. Mario's last throw is down throw, having Goombella pop out and give a hearty stomp before sending the opponent upwards, perfect for Mario's up tilt or up air at later percentages. Oh boy, this is where the moveset gets spicy. So far, Paper Mario has a lot of very strong moves, but this is where he goes really crazy. See, my idea for Paper Mario is that his games, with the exception of Super Paper Mario, are strategy action focused. There's obviously the action with the action commands and the fast-paced, in the first two at least, turn-based combat. However, there's also a decent amount of strategy. Examples being trying to wipe out enemies before they get a turn, setting up badges and effectively using badges like Charge or Power Plus, the way you use items or cards. Hell, Origami King's combat is literally strategy puzzle and then action. This is partially what makes this series so special and what separates it from Mario and Luigi, which is more action focused, and Mario plus Rabbids, which is more strategy focused. I really wanted to replicate that with Paper Mario's attacks, and these specials are how I found the best way to represent that. Mario's neutral B makes him kick out Coop's shell. Not holding the B button makes it come back almost immediately. However, if you hold B, that's where the magic happens. Coop's shell stays out, letting you freely move around and attack with the A button as long as you're holding B. Coop's shell would have a hitbox that deals knockback in decent percentage the entire time he's out, but when he's being kicked out or is coming back, his shell would turn into a launch hitbox, killing very early. This is of course similar to how Coop's shell works in TTYD, where you solve many puzzles revolving around keeping Coop's shell out for certain periods of time. Mario's side B would have him utilize Throw the Pixel. This attack is a command grab that allows Mario to carry around opponents, similar to Donkey Kong's cargo throw. This is a very powerful option that opens up many potential strategies and combos. The move has a lot of range and a decent hitbox, however Mario becomes extremely vulnerable when he's using this attack. Mario's down B has him pull out Admiral Bobbery and toss him onto the ground. Bobbery then slowly walks forward with a lit fuse, exploding upon contact with any opponents, projectiles, obstacles, or walls. However, Mario would be invincible to this explosion. In the event of a cliff or body of water, Bobbery would just walk off the edge like a moron. Mario also has the ability to make Bobbery explode early if the player uses down B while he's out. What's more is if Mario uses his side B, he can pick up Bobbery and throw him at opponents. However, if Bobbery is hit while Mario is holding him, Mario becomes vulnerable to the explosion hitbox. The explosion hitbox itself would be 50% larger than Bobbery and would kill very early. Koops would also not affect Bobbery, so both could be used in tandem for the ultimate trap character. Mario's up B is the most complex of all. Just kidding, that's just a normal recovery. Paracarry would fly Mario up and work exactly the same as Olimar, Duck Hunt, and Animal Crossing characters' up Bs. Also, when Paracarry becomes too exhausted to carry Mario any higher, he'd fly away with a tired face as sweat droplets appear over his head. Now, there are a lot of amazing Final Smashes I could give Paper Mario. I could give him one of his Star Spirit or Crystal Star screen wiping moves. I can make him turn 8-bit and giant like in Super, but no moves in my mind compares to this. When Mario initiates his Final Smash, a fan sticker is placed in front of him. It then leads into a cutscene Final Smash where a giant fan blows everyone away, dealing high percentage in launching opponents. For how flawed Sticker Star is, you gotta admit this needs to be in Smash. This is too cool of an idea to pass up. Now that the moveset is done, we can talk about the other aspects of his character. Mario would be very light and would move fairly slowly, making him a glass cannon. His rolls would involve him becoming 2D and shuffling quickly over, and his spot dodge has Vivian quickly hide him and bring him back up. Mario's shield would just be a standard one, and he'd of course only have 2 jumps and wouldn't be able to wall jump. His duck would look the same as his block does in the games. Paper Mario would have the standard 3 victory screens. The first victory screen would be him throwing out confetti to celebrate, just like in Origami King when you throw out confetti to fill holes. His second victory screen would be his victory animation from 64. He'd tip his hat and waggle his finger while Goombario would celebrate with him. I got you, Goombario fans. His last victory screen would be him using Power Jump on a very unfortunate Goomba, giving multiple stylish moves as he infinitely bounces on it. Instead of clapping for his victory screen, I think it would be really funny if he did his death animation, possibly on loop. He'd wobble around, faint, get up, and then repeat infinitely. Paper Mario's costumes were really interesting to come up with, and a friend gave me great ideas for some of his costumes. His normal costume would be of course his standard red and blue, which is in all the games. His second costume would be Luigi's colors. His third would be Wario's, and his fourth would be Waluigi's. These are all references to his costumes from TTYD that you can get. His next few were tricky to come up with, but I think they're perfect. His fifth costume would be pink, blue, and green. These are the colors of Tippy, Mario's fairy companion from Super Paper Mario. His sixth costume would be silver and gold, which is a reference to Curtsy the Crown from Sticker Star. His seventh costume would be blue and gray, the colors of Huey the Paint Bucket from Color Splash. And last but not least, his eighth costume would be yellow and white, the same colors as Olivia from Origami King. But wait, Paper Mario is a special character, so he actually gets a secret ninth costume. This costume would be hot pink with frills, which would be a reference to the costume Grubba wanted to get the Great Gonzalez! Oh, if I can't add another costume slot, just replace the purple costume. I'm sure no one would miss it. If Paper Mario was introduced to Smash, he'd of course come with a brand new stage. Assuming the original Paper Mario stage is kept, here's my concept for how his new stage would look like. First, it would start at the docks of Rogueport, in front of the pirate ship. You'd be able to climb on the ship, hit the save block, and go into the water, though you'd have to watch out for nippers. Then, the screen would transition to Central Rogueport, where interactable NPCs would walk around and the noose could swing like a pendulum when it's hit. Then, it would transition west, where you'd be on rooftops. Falling down would kill you, so you'd have to make sure not to fall. Then, it would transition to East Rogueport, which would have the Flower Garden to the side to fight in. There would be cute background details like people entering the casino, and maybe you could spot Goomfrey nibbling on some flowers. Then, it would transition to the back of Rogueport, where you could fight on top of the Excess Express. Then, the ground would flap open and bring you below to the central plaza beneath Rogueport, which would be a flat arena, maybe with a rising platform. Then, finally, you'd go through a pipe and end up at the 1,000-Year Door itself, which would be a flat arena with an increase in the ground for the pedestal to the 1,000-Year Door. Then, finally, it'd loop back to the harbor, where it would repeat until the match was over. The music was fairly challenging to make a list for. It was easy for games I played, but quite challenging for later games, especially Color Splash. However, I managed to compile 13 songs from each game, including potential remixes I'd want, with the exception of TTYD GameCube, which only has 8 songs, and TTYD Remake, which has 15 songs. I tried not to use late game songs, and for TTYD Remake, I limited myself to just before Chapter 4. However, I'm proud of this list and think it represents each game well. I obviously can't list every song individually, so I'll just have them flash on screen. that's my ideal moveset for Paper Mario. I hope this was a fun watch, and I'd like to give a huge shout out to E10 again. His YouTube channel will be in the description. He was a huge help in making this video, and I'm glad he could be here for this. I also gotta thank Spoon again for the amazing drawings. His Instagram and his Sonic themed Discord server will be in the description. Also, what would your guys' moveset to be? Leave a comment telling me. I'd love to see what you guys can think of. And after this video gets up, I'll make a video reacting to other people's movesets just to see how different ours are. Once again, thank you for watching, and see you all next time. Mario does a stylish move, turning his entire hip... God, I did not proofread the script. Oh, drink your water, kids. Mario's back throw would have him summon Lady Boo. There's obviously the action with the action commands and fast-paced in the first two at least. Water.